Hello business and management students. I hope you fine and doing well. Today I'll try to explain you about the planning. You know that each and every function of management is very critical for optimizing business outcome, or you can say for optimizing business impact matrix. If you want to optimize the business impact such as productivity, growth rate, profitability and whatever, you need to focus each and every function of management, whether it is the planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. All of these functions of management are very critical for the successful business. Okay, so in simple, you know that the planning is deciding course of action in advance, or it is concerned with what to do, how to do, when to do. But have you ever thought as a business student what's exactly happening inside the company? How people plans over there actually? You need to think over it practically actually. How the CEO or top management plan for the organizations or for optimizing business outcome. You need to think like this. So what are the steps they take for planning? Okay, so one by one I'll try to explain, but before explaining, I'll brief you. The first step for planning is to understand the business environment or to analyze the business environment. Okay, after analyzing business environment, we go for the strategic planning process. We do the strategic planning and we need to follow some of the steps of strategic planning. After strategic planning, we prepare operational and tactical planning. Okay, then the fourth step is action plans. We schedule these plans actually. And the fifth step is we need to manage the risk. So the fifth step, you can say, the risk management and contingency planning. The sixth step is implementation and evaluation, or you can say the implementation and the monitoring. The last step is plans review after the plan has been ended. Okay, at the end of the planning period, you can say you need to review the plans. So these are the 6 or 7 steps we need to follow during the process of planning. The first and foremost step is to understand the business environment. So what is business environment actually? You need to know. The business environment is sum total of all the factors that influences the business, that impacts the business actually. Okay, sum total of the factors, you can say, which impacts the business. Okay. And what are those factors actually? You need to know the factors that impact the business actually. Okay. These factors present within the business organizations and outside the business organizations. But whenever we say the business environment, it means we are talking about the outside factor, which is known as the external environment or the micro environment. Okay, the factors that impact the business within the business organization is known as internal environment or the micro environment. You need to differentiate those two factors, internal factor and the external factor. And one thing I need to add here, the external environment is known as the external environment is related to a place actually. It is relative concept. Okay, when we talk about the business environment, it means we are talking about the environments of particular place for particular business. Okay, and you need to analyze as for planning that whether the business environment of particular place is suitable for the business or not, whether the factors are favorable or unfavorable for the particular business. Okay, we need to know, for example, as I say that it is related to a place. The business environment of India, you need to analyze whether it is suitable for the business or unsuitable for the business. International business player, they will analyze like this. Business environment of Gujarat, business environment of UP, business environment of Bihar. Okay, we are talking about the basically a particular place. Then you need to identify the factors actually. What are those factors, external factors that may impact our business? These factors may be transportation system, communication system like roadways, airways. It may be the availability of resources, whether the particular resources are available over there or not. Availability of human resources, availability of technology, social structure, lifestyle of the people, mindset of the people, income of the people, society over there, support of the government, stability of the government. Okay, there are so many factors you can list out, and you need to analyze whether these factors are suitable for the business or not. Okay, these factors can be classified under the political factor, social factor, legal factor, and economical factor, ecological factor. Okay, basically we know this factor as pastel. You need to analyze under the framework of pastel. P for political factor or political environment, E for economic environment, S for social environment or social factor, T for technological factor, again E for ecological factor, L for legal factor. You need to categorize this factor under this 5 or 6 heading, and then you need to analyze whether these factors are favorable or unfavorable for particular business. If you are going to start, if you are into a aviation industry, aviation business, then you need to analyze whether these factors are suitable for our business or unsuitable. Okay, you need to know each and every factor and what are the factors come under the particular kind of environment, like political factor, your political environment, what it consists actually. It may include the policy of the government, business policy of the government, stability of the government, type of the government. Type of the government always matters. Like if the socialist and the communist governments are there at particular place, then it will be too difficult for the people, business people to do over there, because the capitalist encourage the business. Then you need to differentiate like this. Again, I said that how ecological factor impact the business. Like if you will go to start a business in mountain, then that may be difficult for you to transport and communicate. Okay, even environmental issue at some places. Similarly, the economic environment is important for the business. Income of the people, GDP. If the GDP is very low, then maybe that's difficult for you to do some kind of business. Okay, lifestyle of the people, social environment. It impacts the business. You need to study like this. Okay, under the framework of pastel, you need to analyze the business environment, whether the business environment is suitable for the business or unsuitable for the business. Okay, that was the external environment. We were talking about the macro environment. Now, internal environment, how you will analyze the internal environment. If you plan for something, you need to analyze the strength and weakness actually. Even as an individual, if you want to plan something, then you need to analyze yourself now, what is your capabilities and what is your weakness actually. If you are weak in some aspect, then you need to improve your weakness. In the same way, it happens with the business also. Business needs to analyze the internal strength and weakness. Okay, so we need to analyze the internal environment that impacts the business. And what is the internal environment? Internal environment collection of the internal factors. And what are the internal factors? Like customer base, okay, supplier, employee, management, financial resources. these are the factors that impacts the business. We need to analyze our strength and weakness like competitors. Okay, so here is the framework to analyze the environment is SWOT analysis. SWOT. And for the internal environment, you need to use SW, strength and weakness. What is our strength? You need to list out your strength and your weakness, okay, before planning. In the same way, for external environment, you need to identify the opportunity and threats, okay. So these are the framework you need to go deep down with the business environment or into the business environment, okay. That was the first step. In summary, you can say that before planning, you need to understand the business environment and you need to analyze the business environment. You need to analyze whether the particular business environment for particular business is suitable for your business or unsuitable for your business. So what kind of business you need to start or what kind of planning you have. Okay, after going through the business environment, you need to go for the strategic planning process. Okay, what happened under the strategic planning process? First, you need to decide your vision and mission. Okay, you need to review. If your existing business, you have already decided, you have already a vision and missions, then you need to review the visions and missions actually. So under the strategic planning process, you need to review your visions and missions. Okay. And what is the vision? As an individual, when you plan, your plan is totally based on your dream actually. What you dream, what you want to achieve in the long run. In the same way, business have visions. What a business want to achieve in the long run. Okay, like say for example, the vision of Reliance is to spread a 5G network across the country or across the world. Okay, when nobody was dreaming of telephone, the Reliance want to spread the telecommunication network all over the country. Similarly, the dream of GD Goenka, he want to spread the educational network all across the country, private educational network. So you need to have some vision. You can say it is the dream. In the same way, you must have mission. Missions guides you. Mission is the reason for existence. You know, the missions and visions can be changed. Sometimes it can be altered just for the survival. Maybe say for example, our mission is to spread the educations actually. Educations, and we are into the non-profitable organization. But sometime for the survival, we need to go for profit making, for the commercial activities. So the sometimes visions and missions can be changed by the leader. Okay, after reviewing the vision and mission, you need to set your goal. Very specific goal. You need to fix a target actually during the process of strategic planning, long-term target, and it should be very specific. And what can be your target is 10% growth rate, whether you want to double your revenue, okay, whether you want to expand your business, but how much percent you want to expand. You want to gain market share 10%, 20%. The goal should be very specific. While setting the goal, you need to remember the SMART. 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 The goal should be smart. Smart means S for specific. It should be specific. M for measurable. So the goal should be measurable. It can be measured in terms of percentage or whatever. Okay, it should be achievable. You should set a target that can be achieved with your resources, or which can be achieved within the existing business environment. It should not be something beyond your limitation. Okay. It should be realistic. Sometimes we set a goal on the basis of our perceptual world, on the basis of our perception, which is far from reality. You need to set a goal that should be realistic, and it should be time bound. Without time, the goal is meaningless. You set a target, okay, in your life individually, and you do not set a time bond, then you won't be able to achieve your goal, because there is no, you will not be in hurry. You will not optimize your resources. Okay, the goal always should be a time bond. Within a time frame, you need to achieve a goal. If it's not a time, then it will not be called a goal. Okay. So here you need to remember, goal should be smart, that is very specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and the time bound. Okay. The example you can say like the 10%, 20% growth rate, revenue rate, return of earning. This kind of goal can be set by the top management. After setting a goal, you need to prepare a strategy, or you need to develop a strategy. Okay, because there are so many strategic options. You have set the target actually. You have set the target. Now how you will achieve your goal? That the strategy will tell you how you will achieve your goal. Okay. How you will achieve it? Maybe you can decide for the merger and acquisitions. You can go for the market expansion. You can go for the product differentiation. You can focus on cost. There are so many strategic options, and you need to develop some strategic options. Okay. And the strategic options are basically helps you to achieve the goal. And after developing a strategic option, you need to select strategic options. Okay, you can select a multiple strategic option, or one. You can go for the market expansion, merger and acquisitions. Okay, you can take a cost cutting, or depends upon the business organization or planner what kind of strategic option they take. Okay, after doing all this, the strategic plan is over. You prepare a strategic plan. Okay, now the third step is to prepare a operational or tactical plan. During the process of operational or tactical plan, you need to break down the strategy into the small tasks, small actionable activities. Okay, and it should be divided among the department actually. Departmental strategy, you can say the unit wise strategy is prepared over here. Okay, how the goal, that is operational day-to-day activities, how your action will be planned. Okay, basically you are breaking down the strategy into small task, or small work or actions actually. Okay, here during the process of operational or tactical plan, you need to allocate the resources, and you need to prepare a budget for each and every department. Without budget, without resources, the goals cannot be achieved. Okay, after doing this, you need to prepare action plans. The 4 steps is scheduling. What will be your actions for each and every departments? Okay, maybe marketing department decided to act for digital campaign for the first quarter, and for the second quarter they will go for road show. Third quarter they may advertise for another way. Similarly, the human resources department may decide the action plans for the recruitment, and the first month how many employee will be recruited. Okay, different action plans are prepared under the different departments. Manage risk, and you need to prepare a contingency plan. You need to identify the potential risk, whatever the plans you have opted, and whatever the strategy you have selected, you need to identify the potential risk actually attached with this. If you identify the risk, then you need to prepare a contingency plan to manage or optimize this risk. And maybe sometimes what happen, or what are the risk, for example, for the supplier may sometimes delay. Then what is the alternative plan for you? Sometimes shut down, sometimes maybe we cannot predict the market will go slow down. And what alternative plans you have? What are the things you have to manage these kinds of risk? It is similarly like sometimes we go outside, it may rain. So to manage, we need to keep umbrella. So here you need to manage the risk. After managing risk or preparing contingency plan is when the main plan is fail actually, you should have some alternative plans to follow actually. Okay, then implementation and the monitoring. You need to implement the plan and you need to monitor the plan on certain interval, whether we are going according to the plan or not, whether the plan is implemented properly. You need to check it. Each and every department, the teams are over there. There may be some cross-functional team to implement the plan. Okay, like a project. After implementing and monitoring, at the end of the plan period, if you plan for 7 year, 5 year, 3 year, at the end of plan year, you need to review the plan. Whether the plan achieved the desired result or not, you need to review it. If your plan was effective or is effective, then you need to repeat the plan, or any improvement is required, then you need to improve it. These are the some of the steps of planning. I hope you understand. Maybe I'm not able to deliver the entire things at this session, but hopefully I'll again repeat it with some support, some data. For the time being, you need to go again and try to understand whatever I have said to you. Like the first step is understanding the business environment or analyze the business environment. The second step was the preparing a strategic plan, and what are the steps taken during the process of strategic planning. You need to go for it. Then the third is operational or tactical plan. After that, you need to prepare an action plan actually. Okay, then you need to identify the potential risk and you need to manage the risk, or you need to prepare a contingency plan. After that, we implement and monitor the plan. At the end of planning period, we need to review the plan. These are some of the steps you need to go through, and you need to go deep down, because sometimes in some steps I just deliver you very superficially. I just gave you an overview, but you need to go deep down into it as a student of management studies. Okay, you need to think practically what's happening exactly inside the organizations. Most of the time as a traditional teachers, we fail to deliver the practical implications and the practical case study actually to you. You need to search it, because so many tools you have like AI and company's website. Okay, then you will be able to do something in the business study. Otherwise it will be difficult for you. Thank you so much. Have a good day.